Previously on Sailing Bohemia. We explored the beautiful Bahia San Francisquito, taking in the wildlife and a thunderstorm.
The first big storm we see coming behind us.
And we bid a fond farewell to the area with some sundowners on the beach before setting sail for our next destination, Ep.31.
This has been the best sail we've done in a long time. I don't want to jinx it just yet because we're not there. We got 7 miles to go, but we've done it in record time. And the seas have been so flat. We've been in the lee of this long island for the longest time, for most of the sail. And we've had plenty of wind at an amazing angle. So it's the best sail that I can remember. Record speed, amazing.
We arrived at Isla Partida just in time for dinner.
Guess what we're having for dinner tonight? It's gonna be a lobster party.
There are plenty of things that we have to do without aboard Bohemia. But fortunately, fresh lobsters and spectacular sunsets aren't among them. Isla Partida is one of the smallest midriff islands, which form a belt across the northern Sea of Cortez. The island has 2 volcanic peaks, as well as a sandy cove on the western shore. Being in the cooler waters of the middle of the sea brought us a welcome relief from the summer heat, which we tried to make the most of. The bay has great southerly shelter, although the nearby peaks can funnel strong gusty winds down into the anchorage, as we were about to find out.
Well, this was unexpected. We're getting extreme gusts of wind through here. They're really lapping over the top of the island and sweeping down into the anchorage. It's probably 30 knots plus from all different directions, but just for a short period of time. And it proves too much for our solar panel attachments, which is a real shame. A good job that we caught it just in time. We saw this solar panel hanging down on the side of the building after one of these gusts, so we rushed up and disconnected it. Today's job is going to be thinking up some more strong attachment scheme to keep them down and stop the gusts from getting in underneath them and ripping them out.
Oh my god, Tom has no head. Oh, there he is.
Okay, nearly done before the wind picks up again. What I've done is I've replaced a lot of the fastenings, especially on the corners, on the edges where the wind really gets underneath it. I've replaced them with stainless steel cable ties. I happen to have a few left over from a project, and I've tied the corners down with line right into the onto the bimini top. So hopefully the wind should not get underneath it anymore, and it should cope with 40 knots plus.
You're gonna cut those off though, right?
I thought I'd leave them to scare the seagulls.
Buoyed by his recent success in catching the Dorado, the first mate set about going through Bohemia's trash for inspiration.
I've been losing my lures quite a lot lately, so I'm making my own. Using all the recycled plastic I have found on the beach. So I found a plastic bottle for the cap and some Doritos covering as well. So made a little hula skirt of it with a big hook, and I think it's gonna work just fine. If you look at it, this is the professional one and this is the handmade one. So I'm actually quite excited to try it. The key is it needs to be green. Dorado, mahi-mahi really likes green, and I don't have any others, so hopefully this DIY is gonna work really well. Can't wait to try it.
Look at that.
I know, I would bite it, huh? It's got Doritos with ketchup.
A hula skirt with a sting in its tail.
It's never perfect, you know. You think you find the perfect anchorage, no mosquitoes, no bees, great wind protection, and then suddenly, one morning, the swell comes in and it's no fun at all. So we are out of here, despite how much this place had to offer.
Shame to be moving on, but we're kind of ready to explore somewhere new, and the swell gave us a gentle hint that it might be time to move on now.
That's all we ever do, running away from swell. Time to try this homemade beauty. Let's see how it goes.
Our destination was nearby island Isla Estanque, 15 miles north. We had hoped for a nice light downwind sail, but already out of the anchorage, that was beginning to look doubtful.
Wow, this is rolling. I can barely hold onto the mast. Really don't understand why the sea is like this. There's almost no wind and it's just so choppy. And we started to notice that in the northern part of the Sea of Cortez. It's all messed up here. Doesn't make any sense.
This is the most frustrating thing as a sailor, especially a tight sailor, is motoring when there's enough wind to have the sails out and to get to the destination. But it is what it is. The sea just isn't playing ball today. Okay, this is a bit more than we bargained for. The weather has really come in now and the wind is blowing against the tide. We're trying to get into this really narrow hurricane hole called the pond, which is just over here on the left. But we don't know how deep it is. The entrance is uncharted. So we're gonna stop here, dispatch a dinghy with someone with a depth sounder and go check it out.
We love those days on Bohemia where everything runs like clockwork and goes according to plan. Today, we learned, wasn't going to be one.
Oh my god, drama. So the anchor got stuck, the windlass just broke halfway, so we had 30 feet of chain hanging down in these conditions, and it wouldn't go up or down. I tried to lift it manually, it wouldn't work. Tom had to get a screwdriver, hammer and WD-40 to free it. So here we are 20 minutes later, but yeah, it is not a very nice place to be because we need to go and charter the entry and the swell is crazy, so hopefully all goes well. And this is where we want to go, to this nice, tranquil, beautiful anchorage. But all of that is rocks and reefs, so we need to make sure that we don't hit that on the way. Shall I hold the phone?
Good luck. Okay, you ready?
50 feet, be good.
It's working. Good luck, guys. This is kind of crazy right now. I'm on the boat on my own and Veronica is in her boat on her own. We have a half-broken windlass and a mostly set anchor behind this reef here. The swell is rolling in quite thick, but there's not too much stress on the anchor. The wind isn't super strong, thankfully. And the guys have gone ahead in the dinghy to chart out a path into this lagoon. So this was a lot more than we bargained for. I pictured some flat, calm seas here and just about no wind, so we could do this little maneuver at our leisure, and of course a working windlass and all the rest of the gear. So a little bit more stress than we needed, but hopefully, I mean, it should be beautiful once we're in there. I won't be in any rush to leave. You can just see the turquoise waters and the flat, calm seas inside there, so hopefully we can get in safely.
14.5. Because this is where the rocks are. That's 12. 16. Yeah. So that bit is the shallowest part, yeah.
This is Bohemia calling our intrepid adventurers on the dinghy. How's it looking in there?
Pretty good, pretty good. We're still measuring all around the anchorage area to know where the boundaries are. But yeah, it's going okay. We still probably need another 10 to 15 minutes.
Fantastic, guys. Take your time. How's it looking? Have we got a home for the night?
It's 50-50. We're either gonna be very happy or we're gonna die.
We may die happy.
In a most horrible way.
Let me take your lines.
Okay, so this is it. We're going into the pond. Our keel is 5.5 feet, and the lowest reading at high tide we were reading is 9.5. So there's not much room for error. But we did the waypoints on the mobile phone, on the map, and I also have a good orientation, geographical orientation, where we should be turning and where we should be going. So hopefully all goes well.
I've got the sonar working for once, so hopefully that stays with us.
And if it goes badly, then obviously we all know whose fault that is. The one behind the wheel.
It's been fun while it lasted on Sailing Bohemia.
Peter and Frederick had charted a narrow channel between the rocks, with a width of 10 feet and a minimum depth of 9.5, which we needed to follow to get into the calmer waters.
How's that looking? That's going towards your 8-foot mark.
Yeah.
If the engine cuts out for any reason, our plan B is roll out the jib really quick.
Okay. That's it, you are kind of in the middle of it, and then you will follow it in. Not too close to there. Okay. Okay, you're heading straight for it.
Is that good?
Yeah, that's good. You're right in the middle of it, so keep following it. It's gonna start turning left very slowly.
Very slowly, yeah?
Yeah, very slowly. This is all rocks. So keep to the left.
Yeah.
Left. More left. Head for the mountain. Whew, I think we did it. This was the worst patch. For once, where the water is lighter and nice turquoise, that's the safe bit. That's the sandy, deep patch. Anything darker, that's the rocks. Which normally is the other way around. That the dark water is the deep water. It's quite a cool experience actually going to uncharted waters. But what a difference. It really is like a mill pond, whereas when you look over there, it's just breaking waves and carnage.
Luckily, things started to go right again, and the pond surpassed our expectations as a dream anchorage. A natural hurricane hole, once inside the flooded volcanic crater, we had almost perfect protection, as well as a spectacular view. We felt we'd stumbled upon a James Bond villain's hideaway and were just waiting for the doomsday device to emerge beneath our anchors. But, like I said, things were going right again, so it didn't. Join us next time on Sailing Bohemia, where we attempt to bring our broken windlass back to life. We get a great weather window and retrace our steps out of the pond to continue our journey north. And
The wind picked up, it's gusting to 28 knots.
we get a wake-up call from the Sea of Cortez on our sailing basics. Special thanks in this episode go to our newest patrons for their generous contributions to Bohemia's bar tab. Thank you to Bill from Sacramento, whose dream is to sail around the Pacific Ocean. Thank you to Tim and Casey from Orange County, who are researching their trip to the Sea of Cortez. And thank you to Colleen and Glenn, who are planning to sail their trimaran down from San Francisco to Mexico. Thank you so much, and here's to you. If you're enjoying our videos and would like to buy us a drink, then please head over to www.patreon.com/sailingbohemia, where you'll find a small menu of our favorite cocktails to choose from. See you next time!